Believe it or not, Leadville, Colorado, now a town of around 2,500 residents, was once Colorado's second largest city. The West's biggest, wildest, and highest silver city still guards some of its glory-age treasures, such as the Tabor Opera House. Dr. Colorado is here to talk about one of his favorite mountain mining towns. Always good to see you, Doctor.
Great to be here, Denise.
So how did Leadville get its start?
Well, a prospector by the name of Abe Lee, who was a veteran of the California Gold Rush, was poking around 2 miles high on a stream up there when he yelled out, "Looky here, boys! I got all of California right here in this pan!" And that gave its name to California Gulch, which flows into the Arkansas River, where Leadville is.
So it almost became a city overnight. It was really quick, right?
Right. It was amazing. Nothing was there like in 1875. 1880, it's the second largest city in the state. 30,000 people.
And we all recognize the name Horace Tabor. He became one of Leadville's most famous citizens.
Right, and the richest Coloradan of all. Gets started in Leadville with a little Pittsburgh mine, then as mayor of Leadville, then lieutenant governor of Colorado, then U.S. senator from Colorado.
But behind every great man is a greater woman. Is it true that his wife actually helped him with the success?
Yes, and greater is the word. Well chosen.
Is that a word? Yeah. Greater?
She kept track of all the finances. She ran the store while he was out prospecting. She made sure he didn't overspend, that he didn't carouse too much.
Oh, good. Yeah, she kept the whip.
Right.
What was his proudest achievements, you think?
I think his opera houses.
Really?
The Tabor Grand here in Denver was the finest building Colorado ever saw. We've torn it down. Leadville had the good sense to save this beautiful building, the Tabor Opera House.
What's happening with it today?
The city has bought it. After a lot of attempts to restore it, the city has now bought it. They have state gaming funds from the historical funds, and they're hoping to reopen it.
And now there's a famous playwright and critic. His name was Oscar Wilde. What did he have to do with Leadville?
Wilde, the most famous critic of his day and a notorious early champion of the gay movement, so to speak. But he shows up in Leadville for the opening there and gives a lecture to the miners on how they can decorate their little shacks with silver lace and make that look elegant.
Fancy shacks with silver lace, huh?
Yeah.
And why would he decorate? I mean, how did he think of that? That interior decorating was so important at that time.
He was famous for being an aesthetics guy who pushed that everybody could live with some beauty and natural charm in their life. No matter how poor you were, you could afford new wallpaper or whatever.
Let's talk about a con man who made it to Leadville. His name was Jefferson Randolph Smith.
Better known as Soapy Smith for his practice of selling soap bars, but he would wrap the soap bars in a $100 bill. You don't have a $100 bill on you.
Are you kidding? I'm lucky if I have 2 nickels to rub together these days.
And then you'd go in there and supposedly pick up the $100 bill, and of course you never did.
Oh.
But he would sing out his song, "Cleanliness is next to godliness. When you raise your arm, do you lose your charm?"
Oh, what? Only Dr. Colorado knows those things. You're so funny. Okay, I have one for you, smarty pants. It's called Leadville, but they found silver, so why didn't they name it Silverville?
Good name. There's also lead. It was lead carbonate, silver ore. And lead at that point was also a big product, too.
Oh, interesting. You know so much about Colorado, and I know you have a lot of events, including May 7th. What's happening then?
We're going to do a tour of Montclair, the Richthofen Castle, over in East Denver, the neighborhood I live in.
Wow. And then in June, you have another event coming up.
Right. And I've forgotten what that is. Do you remember, Moss?
Isn't there a Arvada by rail? Is that it?
Oh, that's right. June 21st on the solstice. If RTD gets it going, we're going to take that little gold line out to Arvada.
You know,
take a look at the
you're
public
such
art.
A busy man. I should be your secretary. Keeping you up to date on what's going on.
You're hired.
I'm hired.
Yeah.
Okay. So if somebody wants to come to one of your events, what should they do? Go to your website? Do they need to RSVP?
Yeah. dr-colorado.com is good. Or History Colorado's tours and treks.
Okay, and it's always so much fun. You will have the best time with this guy. And what's your favorite part of Leadville? I know you've experienced Leadville a few times.
The Silver Dollar Saloon. This is an old 1879 saloon that still looks pretty much as it did back then, with little foyer where the ladies could wait for their husband to finally stop drinking and come home with them. A back room for gambling and dancing and whatnot.
Unless you were Mrs. Tabor, then you were like, "Horse, get your booty out of there.
Right.
Get home."
She'd go in after him. Yeah.
Bring me my money and don't touch that woman. All right, thank you so much. Okay, for all of Tom's tours, talks, classes, books, go ahead and visit his website where you can follow Dr. Colorado year-round by going to dr-colorado.com/events. Now, next month, he's going to be strolling through the historic Montclair neighborhood, so make sure you check that out.